He said, yes, I cheated on you. And he said, I got my dick sucked, I come and I like it. And I said, yeah, I was so taken aback. I said, what? He said, I got my dick sucked and I come and I like it. I said, oh, okay. Guys, welcome to another story time. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Society, which I will be revamping that channel, but right now I just do hair over there. And I do have another channel called Tasha Jean, where I, well, not Tasha Jean, Tasha React, where I do reactions. Check me out. Hi guys. Alright, so this is another story time. So if you did not check the last story time, it was the story with alcoholic. So I'm going to continue the story. If you did miss part 1, this is part 2, right? So alright, let's talk. Alcoholic. Alright, so don't know, I was explaining the dynamic, how I met alcoholic. This is the time frame when me and alcoholic first started talking. So I finally got to meet alcoholic. He asked me, like, you know, because I've been like, you know, I told you I met him through Instagram and I wasn't really feeling him like that. Like, he was not my type. But he was asking me to come, like, can you know, I finally let him, give him the chance to meet me, right? So I had to kind of think about the time frame that I did meet alcoholic. Okay, so this is around the time that Judah did come around, because I was like looking at the time frame. Okay, but this time Judah wasn't here yet, right? Alcoholic finally introduces, you know, he goes on a trip. We meet, then, you know, he goes on a trip to Colombia. I think he went to Colombia, right? So he goes to Colombia. We're talking here and there, but we're not talking as much. He's disappearing, he's popping up. Mind you, he went on a solo trip, right? So he's gone here and there. I'm saying happy birthday, whatever, because I'm finally starting to give him a chance, because, you know, I'm like, you know what, it's been I think it was about a year since Triflin's brother's been gone, right? So me and Triflin's brother's gone. So when Triflin's brother and me, you know, Triflin's brother was still trickling in, it's been like about a year. Triflin's brother's been gone, and now I'm talking to alcoholic. So I'm finally giving alcoholic a chance, because I was like talking to alcoholic here and there when me and Triflin's brother stopped talking, but now it's finally been like Triflin's brother's gone, we don't talk, it's about to be a year and some change. So we start talking probably like around December, and we're like having conversation, we're talking, we're getting to know each other, you know what I'm saying? And then he tells me, like, okay, I'm going to Colombia. I said, all right, cool, go to Colombia, enjoy yourself. But I didn't, you know, I told you that we just started. So I finally gave alcoholic a chance, okay? So alcoholic been trying for years to get with me. Now this is the chance that I finally gave alcoholic to start talking to him, right? So alcoholic and I, we're talking on the phone, whatever, all the time. He goes to Colombia, it's his birthday, happy birthday, whatever. So alcoholic comes back, right? So he ends up having a birthday party at his house. So like I told you, alcoholic is a chef. Alcoholic can cook very, very well, right? And if you know me, I don't really eat from people. I'm not a type of person who likes to eat, whatever. So we go there, I invite my sister, but I didn't know it was like a dress up event. But I, you know, I was dressed, I had my hair in a ponytail, whatever, but everybody's really dressed up. My sister's my sister had a hoodie on. My sister goes, what the fuck, you didn't tell me we had to dress up? So it was cool. You know, I met his friends, but his friends, like, he got, like, alcoholic was drunk, right? So I come, alcoholic's like, this is my girl. He's telling everybody, this is my girl. But the way everybody was looking like, another one? Another girl? Because it's like, everybody wasn't acting like, oh, nice to meet you. It was just like, you know, you can tell when girls come in rotation. So alcoholics is introducing me to like one of the dudes. So one of the dudes and me is like, we're talking and we're having conversation, because, you know, everybody's drunk. My sister's just out here enjoying his spread, because alcoholic, he knows how to cook and he presents food very good. So she's enjoying the spread. She's going around. My sister's keep coming every second. Girl, caviar. Is this caviar? Like every 2 minutes. So I'm talking to his friend. His friend was like, oh, you know, how do you know alcoholic? I said, oh, you know, alcoholic. I knew alcoholic for a little bit, but, you know, I never took it serious. You know, basically talking about, I was like, you know, we're cool, we'll just start talking. He was like, have you ever seen Alcoholic drunk? But Alcoholic was drinking then, right? And he was like, I said, well, no, not really. He's like, yeah, you're not gonna last. I can tell by your personality, and how you look, you're not gonna last with Alcoholic. I said, why? But I think Alcoholic seen that we were talking a little bit too much. So Alcoholic, by the time the dude really talked to me, Alcoholic came and he's like, come here. Stop talking to my woman. Stop talking to my woman. So I'm like walking with Alcoholic and his friend, but his friend is like making jokes here and there, but the friend is still trying to talk to me a little bit, like, you know, have conversations with me. But when the dude said that, he's like, you're not gonna last because Alcoholic, the type of dude you are, the way you dress, the way you look, Alcoholic is not, you're not gonna last with Alcoholic, right? So Alcoholic is like drinking, and I kept telling Alcoholic, I'm like, yo, could you stop? Because I never had a drunk. My son's father was the closest alcoholic I ever met, but my son's father's a functional alcoholic. Like, my son's father the devil, he drinks a lot, but he's functioning. Like, he's not like, he's a drunk, but he's not like him. Like, Alcoholic drinks and he's like belligerent with it, right? So whatever, and he's like walking around talking about, please don't hurt me, I really like you, you know, I've been trying to get with you for years, please don't hurt me. And I'm like, okay, I won't. But I already knew in my heart I didn't really want a boyfriend. I think at the time it was just like more loneliness, and I didn't really like Alcoholic for real. I didn't. So we're hanging out, whatever, and we're talking, and you know, he's hosting because it's his party, so I'm just like in my own zone, and my sister's like going around, he got caviar, oh girl, you see the shrimp, you see the hors d'oeuvres. You know, this girl was like in heaven, because my sister is a foodie, she likes food, right? So I'm like just like chilling, and then Alcoholics just keep coming in, checking in, but the friend is still having conversation, asking me like, what do you do for work, what do you blah blah. And I'm like talking, so it was him and this other friend, and my sister, they like my sister because my sister has that personality. Like, my sister's talking, she's like, ooh, I don't know where my sister been hiding this guy, he can cook, this is a man, he can cook, this is good, you know, making jokes, whatever. A lot of people like my sister because my sister's just funny. So I'm talking to the dude in the corner, we're having a conversation, whatever. So Alcoholic has a liquor in his hand, and I said, put it down. He said, don't play with that. Don't play with this. Don't. Like, I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what the hell's wrong? He's like closing his eyes, and he's holding the alcohol. Don't play with this, okay? Don't play with this. And I said, okay, whatever. He's like, don't play with my alcohol. I said, all right, whatever. I said, he's drunk. I'm not even paying attention to him, whatever. That should have been my red flag right there, right? But I'm not even gonna lie. Alcoholic, like compared to Alcoholic and Triflin's brother, I would go back to Alcoholic 100%. Cause Alcoholic is cool as shit. Like, Alcoholic was cool as shit. Triflin's brother was cool too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Triflin's brother, he was a vibe. That was we connected. Like, we were cool. But Triflin's brother, he you know, Triflin's brother had too much going on compared to Alcoholic, who was actually really single. Like, we were together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was with him, I was at his house, I was by myself. Alcoholic probably had girls, but Alcoholic lives by himself. I can go to Alcoholic's house, I can pop up Alcoholic's house. That's his place. Unlike Triflin's brother, who had a family. You know what I'm saying? That was different. You know what I'm saying? So Alcoholic, he's like drinking and he's enjoying his party. It's his birthday, I don't care, whatever. But Alcoholic is a Sagittarius. Him and the devil. I don't like Sagittarius because of my son's father. I don't care. I don't like any man that's a Sagittarius. I feel like they're the worst men in the world for me. For me, I don't date Sagittarius men. I don't like them, right? So, yeah, so Alcoholic is doing his thing. He's walking around. My sister's walking around. Everybody's walking around, chilling. We're talking. We're vibing. It was fun. It was nice, right? So Alcoholic brings me outside. He's like, come outside, let's talk to me. He's holding my hand, telling me to like make him like a promise that I will never hurt him, that he really likes me, whatever. And I said, okay. I said, well, I like you. We'll see where this goes. And you need to stop drinking. He's like, oh, I'm not drinking, whatever. Okay, we're vibing, you know, talking. It was fun. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody started, because at first when we first came in, the girls were a little bit stush, like a little bit rude, a little bit standoffish. The men were, you know, the men were kind of on us. Mind you, even though my sister was like not dressed up, my sister was getting the most love because my sister was cool. She wasn't acting like, you know, when girls act like, you know, they're all that and they're too pretty, they're this, they're that. So everybody kind of started talking, right? So we're talking, everybody's getting along, everybody's having fun. You know, we're making fun of Alcoholic because Alcoholic was acting, well, he wasn't acting up. I think that was the day that he was cool. He was cool. Alcoholic looked nice. Alcoholic smelled good. He looked nice. I told you, he's a very handsome, big guy. Like, big. He's a big guy. He is. He's like big. But he's like, it's not like he's loose big. He's like, his body's like, together. If he works out, he would be a beast, like big, you know what I'm saying? He has beautiful hair, he smells nice, he never stinks, and he's a bigger guy, you know what I'm saying? I had skinnier guys have odor compared, you know what I'm saying? Like Alcoholic and Trifling's brother, I would say like they're very good with, my baby father, my daughter's father too, they're very good with their hygiene. They smell very clean all the time, right? So I used to like that about him. And motivation. Motivation used to smell. Most of the dudes I talked to had really good hygiene. I'm not even gonna lie. I think the worst low-key was my baby daddy number 2. It's not that he smelled, but he didn't know how to clean himself right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that he thought like he could hide stuff with cologne. And he wasn't good with lotions and stuff. He was always ashy. But it's not that he smelled. He just didn't, well, yeah, he had moments. He didn't smell too good. But he was like the worst dude, I would say, like hygiene wise. I'm not gonna say he stink, but he wasn't the cleanliest dude. But yeah, so anywho, right? So okay, so we're hanging out, we're talking outside, we're having a, you know, everybody's outside, it's fun. Like now everybody's starting like their liquor. I'm the only one who's sober. I didn't drink at all. Me and his friend that was sitting are the only people who's sober. So I'm really kind of talking to the friend because Daphne's out there hanging out, asking Alcoholic, what's the recipe for this? What's the recipe for that? You know. So I'm just talking to the dude. We're having conversation. We're just vibing, and. I feel like that was the best time of my life, like my life for real, because I don't go out and it was just fun. No drama, nobody was acting rude, nobody was giving you attitude. It was just a vibe, right? Okay, so we end up leaving. Alcoholic calls me. I tell you, Alcoholic will talk to me from morning to night. That's what I like about him. So I used to be like, all right, let me see if you're gonna hang up the phone in the middle of the night like my like Trifling's brother. But he will stay on the phone all night, and I snore, so I'll hang up the phone. He'll be like, one time he's like, oh, I heard you snoring like a man, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll talk all night, right? Then the next day, it just became like a routine. We're talking on the phone from morning time to nighttime. Trifling's brother used to wake me up every morning, right? But I told you at the time it started dwindling, so I had to start trying to make myself wake up because I got so used to Trifling's brother waking me up every single morning. Trifling's brother wakes up really early. He's very punctual, he's very whatever. So Alcoholic, like getting with Alcoholic starts his day a little later than me. So Alcoholic with me, we will talk, but we won't talk like in the morning. And I had to kind of like disattach myself from Trifling's brother because I was so used to talking to Trifling's brother in the morning time to the afternoon to the night that I had to kind of get used to how Alcoholic was, because at a point I started comparing him to Trifling's brother, right? So I didn't really hang out that much because I have my kids. And I don't leave my kids home, even though my kids are bigger, yes, but I don't like leaving my kids home alone, like at nighttime and stuff. So, so Trifling's brother, I'm saying Trifling brothers, Alcoholic will ask me, like, he wants to make dinner for me, whatever, and I don't like eating for people. Number one, it's a Haitian thing, but I don't like eating for people. So that day he kind of calls me, he said, hey Tasha, can you come over? I think it was New Year's, right? And that's why I'm laughing. So New Year's, it was the weekend of New Year's was coming up. So he was like, can you come over? I'm making soup joule. Those who's Haitian, you know, it's the squash soup that we have every year for New Year's. It's like a big thing. So we go, I go over there, he makes the soup, and we're chilling. We're talking, we're conversating, we're having, you know, whatever. And there's different people. Every day there's new people. So this time it was like his cousin, some other lady, his boy, some dude that lived upstairs. Everybody's coming there because everybody knows Alcoholic for his cooking. Alcoholic is that type of dude that he always likes people over there. So we're just chilling, we're talking, everybody's vibing, we're having conversation, we're hanging out. Alcoholic comes to me and I'm just sitting there, you know, I'm not really saying much. He's like, Alcoholic's like, yo, she's a superstar, and everybody's like, because his friend, the dude that was sitting there, I guess he does like YouTube too, like, so he's telling the dude like, I'm a superstar. But that dude, the Haitian dude that he was sitting with, he thought he was, he had sunglasses in the house. He's like, yeah, he's a superstar. My girl's a superstar too. And the dude was like, oh really? Oh really? And I think, you know how Haitians are. When they have a little name, they think they're too good to talk to you, okay? Because they think you're supposed to kiss the floor he walks on. He's like, oh, I'm a superstar. So I'm not a superstar. I just have videos. He's like, what kind of videos? I said, like, I just do beauty, hair, makeup, stuff like that. And then one of the girls was like, oh, I should check you out because, you know, I'm trying to get better with my makeup and my hair and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, sure, whatever. And he's like, yeah, she does videos. She's really good at it. That's how I follow. I've been following her for years until I had the be brave to talk to her. I said, you've been following me for years? He said, yeah, I've been following you for a long time. And I said, oh, okay. So we're sitting, we're all talking, we're all having conversation, whatever. And Alcoholic is drinking. I mean, now this is like the worst I ever seen Alcoholic. So Alcoholic is drinking, he's going. And he's like telling me like, you know, oh yeah, you know, basically like just giving me sweet, I really like you, blah, blah, blah. So I told Alcoholic, I don't know how we started having a conversation, but I think we started talking about like Haitian people doing voodoo, blah, blah, blah. But I said when I entered Alcoholic's house, his house felt like it was like, you're in a different world. I don't even know how to explain it. It feels like there's a crazy presence in his house. His house feels like it's haunted. I don't even know how to explain it. So I'm like explaining to him like, yo, you know, he's like, oh, I don't do. And I told people who serve for real, don't brag about it, okay? So he's drinking, right? But his demeanor switched, baby, okay? Now it's like a whole different person. But I think because the fact I started speaking about it, whatever the fuck that he's serving or whatever it was is activating. Maybe, I don't know. He's like, his demeanor switched there. And the way he's sitting, it's like he's just standing there, like looking at me, right? And he's swirling his alcohol, like swirling it. But the way his swag was swagging, baby, it was like, baby, it was a whole, no lie, baby. Like, it was like a whole different person. But I know Alcoholic. So I'm like, yo, what's up with him? You know what I'm saying? So we're sitting there and I'm like asking Alcoholic questions like, oh, when you went to Colombia, I said, did you cheat on me? Like, you know, but I know at the time we weren't even dating for real because we already said like, it's your birthday. When you come back from Colombia, you could be honest and whatever, but right now we're not together until you come back, right? He's like, okay, whatever, right? So I asked him, I said, when you went to Colombia, I said, did you cheat on me, right? But the way he's getting aggravated, like he's like getting aggravated by me. Like he's like, what? I said, did you cheat on me? He's like, what do you mean did I cheat on you? We already said if I went to Colombia until I come back, we're not together. I said, so I said, you slept with somebody else? And I kept saying it. I said, did you sleep with somebody else? Did you sleep with somebody else? I kept tapping his face, right? He's like, yo, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. But Alcoholic don't talk to me like that. So I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? He's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, for real, don't touch me. So I'm like, why not? What? What's wrong? I said, what's wrong? And I kept going. I said, did you cheat on me? Did you cheat on me? And he's like, ooh, like he's like getting mad, like, oh, I said, ooh, and he's getting mad angry. So I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him, right? And then I said, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. He's like, asking me what? I said, when you went to Colombia, did you cheat on me? He said, yes, I cheated on you. I got my dick sucked. Yes, I cheated on you. I got my dick sucked. I got my dick sucked. He said, yes, I cheated on you. And he said, I got my dick sucked. I come and I like it. And I said, yeah, I was so taken aback. I said, what? He said, I got my dick sucked and I come and I like it. I said, oh, okay. So I took my stuff. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, for real? That's what we're gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, it hurt my feelings, bro. My feelings was hurt, nigga. Because I was like, I know, you know, even though I asked for it. So I took my stuff. He's like, all right, you can go. But I'm like, yo, what's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? So after that, I'm like, okay. I said, maybe he serves. Like, maybe I don't know he serves, right? So I went in the car. It kind of hurt my feeling. I cried a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I cried because I was like, what the fuck? Like, why I keep meeting these men that treat me like fucking shit, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? So the next, okay, so this is like, I went to work the next day, okay? And I'm going into the office that day, right? Because I had to go into the office. I forgot what year New Year's ended, but that was the day I was going to office. So I don't really go on my TikTok like that, right? And TikTok, I don't think at the time I was really on TikTok. I'll do TikTok, but I wasn't really on TikTok. So I'm going in, right? I think at the time, this is when they repo my car. Car was bye-bye, okay? They took the car. And I was just so embarrassed to tell anybody that they repo my car. I was embarrassed. So I was like really kind of like going through it with the Ubers, picking up my son. My mom was letting me use the car, but my mom was making me go through hell for her car, baby. Like, yo, my Lincoln, I got my Lincoln. I spoke to my pastor. My pastor said, why you keep taking my car? Like, yeah, it was a whole bunch of drama. So I was like really kind of like going through it with not having a car. So I was like taking Ubers, dropping my son off, taking Uber from the job to my house. There was a lot going on. So I go to work, and I remember this vividly, right? So I go to work, get out the Uber, thank you. Then all of a sudden I get a message, and it's so crazy how the message came, because my TikTok stuff don't really pop up on my phone. So all of a sudden on my phone, I just see a message like pop up. And then it says, Happy New Year's, T. So I opened it and I said, nah. It's like my body already knew who it was. Okay? I was like, nah, this can't be Judah. Right? Judah, if you guys don't know, Judah and I went to school together. And then we became really good friends. He ended up getting locked up. I held Judah down, you know, for a couple of years, paying for the phone, the Judah, and I ended up like kind of going through some stuff. I was like kind of going through the shelter and stuff, and I kind of like disappeared a little bit, right? As much, right? Judah wrote me a letter basically expressing like, no, I think I stopped talking to Judah because Judah ended up telling me that he was dating a black girl. Him and the black girl was going through his stuff. He was going through a lot in his life. And then he ended up dating his girlfriend that he was with now, right? So I kind of like stopped kind of visiting him as much because he wasn't like active with me as a friend anymore. So I was like, you know what? He has a girlfriend. I'm just going to respect her, whatever, right? But I felt as if like at the time, Judah probably knew that like, okay, Tasha's always gonna be here for me. No matter what I do, she's gonna always be here for me. I feel like he ended up moving on, ended up being with the girl, because at a point when he got with the girl, he stopped talking to me. Judah don't call me no more. Judah don't text me. I haven't heard from Judah. Judah came out of jail. Judah didn't say nothing to me. I held Judah down. I had his back, and then he ended up with that white girl. He stopped kind of like drifting. One day I was at a shelter, and I don't know how he got the address, because I'll tell you that story, but whatever. But I ended up in shelter. I was homeless with me and my kids, you know. I think that was like the time, but I made myself homeless because I was living with my son's father's family. My son's father was just horrible, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what, I need to have my own place. His mom was in my business, his dad, everybody was just allowing this boy to be horrible to me. So I ended up being in a shelter, and I got a letter, right? And he just like basically expressed his love for me, how much he loved me, how much he cared for me, whatever, right? How he feels like it's kind of fucked up, how I dropped him. It's not that I dropped him. he had a girlfriend and he wasn't really talking to me no more. Like, you know, I put money on this fucking phone. I never heard from Judah. Judah didn't really call me anymore. So it's like, yo, I got tired. I got tired of holding down a nigga that's never there, right? So we end up drifting apart. Judah ended up getting out of jail, and he ended up living happily ever with his girl, and I never heard from Judah. He popped up like once or twice, and his girlfriend called me one time, was like, oh, who's this, and whatever. But at the time, I think we both liked each other a lot. I think like after we started, like when we started talking, we noticed that we do like each other. And the girlfriend called me, and Judah disappeared. So I thought it was done, okay? Judah disappeared. I haven't spoken to Judah. And then, so Judah writes me, like out of nowhere, like, hey, what's up? No, he's a Happy New Year's, T. Child, I stopped dead in my track. I go, are you fucking serious? Like, I didn't even know what to say because I was just so mad. It's been 10 years. I have not seen this dude, right? So, he's a Happy New Year's T, whatever. And, I just sat there, right? So I'm talking to Alcoholic on the phone because Alcoholic's like telling me have a good day, whatever. So I'm standing kind of outside my job having a conversation, and I seen it. It's like I froze in my tracks, and I said, "Yo, let me call you back." Alcoholic, are you good? And I had to click on. I said, I don't know what I said. I said something. I said, can you inbox me, please, or something like that. I think he told me inbox him, or I said inbox. One of us said it. And I said, you fucking, yo, I said everything I felt. Those freaking, it was like over 15 years, bro. And he's like, I know, T, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to prove to you I'm a good friend, and yada, 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 whatever. I really believe that you're my soulmate. We just had a conversation, bro. And my dumb ass fell for it because I have a soft spot for Judah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, he's like, yeah, you know, I just let me try to build this friendship, whatever, right? So, whatever, okay. So, I'm still like kind of hurt. Now my attention, I'm trying to be focused on Alcoholic, but my heart is for Judah right now, right? Because Judah now comes out of nowhere. And then at the time, Trifling's brother's popping up here and there. Like, oh, how you doing? Blah, 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 like out of nowhere. So everybody's coming around the same time back, okay? And Trifling's brother, I still cared for him at the time still. So now I have Alcoholic, Judah, and Trifling's brother. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because Trifling's brother, I cared for him, you know what I'm saying? He was like the first relationship, well, I'm not gonna say relationship because he had a girlfriend, so I can't consider him my man. But he was the first dude I dated ever since my Devil, and you know, we was together for a good year. And then I found out, you know, everything, he kind of disrespected me, whatever. I keep itching my skin because these mosquito bites are killing me. So we end up like, my mind don't know what to do right now, right? But my heart, Judah was like everything for me, right? And I'm like, why is Judah popping up? So now I'm like, I feel like I'm in a love triangle, right? So I'm like talking on the phone, but I'm slowly trying to take Alcoholic out my life, right? Trifling's brother, he still was there here and there, but I think I was trying to make Trifling's brother back to the person I met. But then at a point, I'm like, oh yeah, Tasha, you don't really like Trifling's brother, but my mind was always on Judah. That's all I'm thinking about. Judah, right? So, I'm talking to Alcoholic. We used to talk every day, morning, night, stay on the phone, talk all night, and driving home. He's at work because he used to be a chef. So sometimes I have seasons like he's really busy. He'll call me at nighttime when he's heading home or whatever, right? I used to like talking to Alcoholic because we used to talk like all night for real, right? Have conversations, we were making jokes, talking, right? So we're like really like vibing, having conversations, we're talking, right? So that weekend he said, yo, Tasha, you gonna come see me? I'm not working Sunday, come visit me. But I was like, oh no. But okay, so let me explain, right? So I told you now, Judah. So Judah's in my life now, right? So Judah and me are now conversating, But like I told you, if you guys don't watch the other story time, Judah is treating me like I'm not his friend. I'm a sneaky link. And I didn't peep it at the time, but we would only talk. So Judah would work. Judah would work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. He'll work like whatever. And then he's off Sunday and Monday, right? So I only talk to Judah Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning. Because the girlfriend, after a point, I know is, well, his wife now. His wife will pick him up. But at the time, it wasn't his wife. It was his girlfriend, right? Will pick him up. But I didn't know none of this. I just knew that whatever. So we would talk all the time, right? But then at a point, I'm like, okay, that's the only time we would talk. But I would keep my schedule free for Judah. Because now I'm like, okay, Judah's back in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, I really believe that Judah and I are going to run happily ever after. He came back because he know I'm the girl, right? Nah, Judah's a garbage. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. So Sundays, I was like, okay, Sundays I can do. Saturday, I talk to Judah, whatever. But then I started noticing he only talks to me when he's not with his girl, right? So, but this is the beginning stages, right? So Sunday, I was like, okay, sure, I can meet with you Sunday because of the fact, but even on Sundays, Judah will write me, he will text me, you know, he won't talk to me because he's not at work, but he would whatever. But at the time, I'm still like consider Judah as friends, right? Because I'm like, all right, Judah's just a friend, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just, you know, he's still with his girl. I don't want to be a homewrecker, right? I don't do the homewrecking thing. So I thought Judah was coming like, okay, we had a plan, we're going to run away together, whatever, right? But no, it's the delusion. He just was trying to see if he can use me before he got married, okay? And it's so insane because it was like, I was there for you, damn it. Alright, anyways, right? So, we end up like kind of like chilling. We go to his house, you know, and he's chilling, of course, you know, he's drinking, but he's telling me, he's like, I'm not gonna drink, I promise I'm not gonna drink, right? So this is the first time me and alcoholics are by ourselves, because I tell you, every time I'm there, there's a whole bunch of people coming, right? So alcoholic's like, can I get a kiss? He gives me a kiss, whatever. You know, I don't really like kissing, you know me. He gives me a kiss, whatever. He almost broke my face because he pecked my face so hard. I think he was just very nervous, right? So, you know, give me a kiss, whatever. So we're chilling, and I don't know, we just started talking about different things, different spirits, different, you know, whatever, because Haitians like to talk about that with me. So he was like talking about the same thing, kind of like how Trevor's brother was like, you know, there's no such thing as Jesus Christ, it's blah 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 blah, it's a lie, that's what the Bible's, you know, the Bible's not really real, that's a fake Bible, blah 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 blah, right? So I was like, okay, you know, whatever. So we're chilling, we're talking, we're having conversation. I'm not even gonna lie, I think that if he was just like normal, alcoholic would have been my dream man. He is everything. He's a gentleman. He's very nice. He cares about you. You know what I'm saying? He puts you first before himself. Alcoholic is very, but the drinking is insane. And alcoholic he likes sex, as you can say. I got my something. I come and I like it. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew in my mind, alcoholic. I'm tapped up. I'm tapped out with alcoholic. I don't want alcoholic no more. I don't want Triflin's brother no more because the fact Judah's back. I feel like in my heart, but I need that closure. In my heart, I always believed Judah was the one for me. Like, I always believed that, right? But Judah was one of the biggest hurt, but it's kind of my fault too, right? So I'm like, you know, now I'm like, okay, I don't really like this man anymore. Mind you, he's doing everything right, but it's the drinking. I couldn't do the drinking. So we're hanging out, and he's like doing the drink thing again, swallowing the drink, and I'm like, oh god, the spirit's back, because I already knew the spirit was back, because whenever the spirit's there, he's rude as fuck, bro. So he's like looking at me, and I'm like, you know, like, oh god, here we go again, right? So he was like, you know, he just first he just drinking, kept looking at me. He's like, you know, you're mad powerful, and I'm like, okay, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like so we're sitting here, we're talking at first. I'm like, he's like, you know, you're mad powerful, you're mad beautiful, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh God, here comes a goddamn spirit. And the shit keep presenting itself to me, right? But I'm not scared of it because, nigga, this is not the first time these demons keep presenting himself. And he's like, just talking, right? Because I don't want to say too much, nigga, because, you know, sometimes when you talk too much, you don't know who served what served who, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And in my mind, I'm already tapped out, right? But I didn't want to think anything because I'm like, I don't want that spirit to read my mind or nothing. So when these people serve whatever they serve, that spirit could come out anytime it wants, right? So he's like, just like swag. But nigga, whoever that spirit was, no, I'm telling you, that spirit got swag, man. That spirit is whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know, we're chilling. And we're just talking, whatever, at first, and then he's back to himself again. And it's like you can tell. It sounds like so weird to explain. You can tell whatever it was, like, kind of left, because I think it's probably, I don't know what it was trying to do to me, child. So and then he was like, oh, you know, I was like, okay, well, I'm about to leave, you know. I'll see you, whatever, you know. He's like, okay, you know. And he's like, I cooked, you know, if you want anything. I said, no, I'm not really hungry, I'm okay. He's like, I cooked all this food for you, you don't want to eat, whatever. And I already knew in my mind, I was like, yo, I am gonna be leaving him. Like, I'm gonna leave him alone, right? So I'm driving home. I think at the time I was using my mom's card for now. And I'm driving home, I'm going home, whatever. And alcoholic calls me like out of nowhere, and he's like, you know, I like you a lot. And then I said, oh, you know, like, okay, you know. And he's like, do you like me? I said, I don't know you to like you, alcoholic, but I said, you drink a lot, like you drink like too much, you know. He's like, all right, I'm gonna work on that because I like you and I want you to be my girl. You know, I've been trying to be with you for years, and you know, I know what the devil did to you. I don't want to treat you bad like him. You know, I know you've been through a hard relationship with that man, but I want you, like, he's like, even if you're not with me, I want you to have the best. But in my mind, right, he's talking. In my mind, he's talking, but I can't stop thinking of Judah. Like, I just felt like, okay, Judah came back, and there is a reason why Judah is back, right? But alcoholic, it wouldn't be healthy. Like, alcoholic drinks too much, bro. And when alcoholic told me, like, I got my dick sucked and I come and I like it, I kind of lost interest in him. And then whatever spirit he's serving keep coming out and presenting itself at me. It was kind of creepy. It was kind of like freaking me out. I'm like, this is too much for me, right? So alcoholic has an ex-girlfriend that he dibbles and dabbles with, right? So she's been in his life for a long time, but he don't really talk about her like that. He'll say, like, you know, she don't appreciate him and blah 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 blah. But I think the ex-girlfriend started trickling back in, right? Because alcoholic will start disappearing. Mind you, I would talk to alcoholic every single day, every day, right? Alcoholic will go to work from, like, especially if it's like wedding season, prom season, stuff like that. Work events, I won't see alcoholic because he works from morning to night because he's, you know, he's a chef. He'll call me during his break. He'll, you know, sometimes he'll even call me at his job. We'll talk a little bit, but then I stopped kind of hearing from alcoholic, right? And I told you, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday mornings, I talk to Judah, and we will talk from morning, like, no lie, we will talk the whole day. He'll talk to his girlfriend here and there, but we would talk, but we just talked for real. Like, this is not the time frame that we started talking about we liked each other, whatever. We was just having full-blown conversations, because me and Judah, I express more to Judah than I express to anybody in my life. Anybody. Judah knows stuff about me that nobody knows, okay? Like, I always tell people, if I go away and Judah tells you a story, 99.9% he's telling you the truth. Because I was so open with Judah that it was just different, man. I was so at peace with Judah. It was just different. Like, I don't think a man ever made me feel the way Judah made me feel. Like, Judah made me feel like I was the prettiest woman in the world. Judah made me feel like I was the most talented woman in the world. Judah made me feel like, even with my belly, that Triflin's brother was like, oh, you'd be prettier if your stomach was smaller at the time. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not even big, you know? But Judah made me feel like skinny, thick, big belly, no butt. Judah made me feel like I was the prettiest girl in the world. And I never had a man make me feel like I was flawless. Like, Judah, everything I did, Judah was like, oh my God, you're just so perfect, right? So to me, I never had a man make me feel like Judah made me feel, right? So, you know, me and Judah were talking all the time, but I started noticing that I'm not hearing from Alcoholic anymore like that, right? So I think me and Alcoholic was having a conversation, and I was like asking him, like, are you talking to anybody? He's like, no, I'm not talking to anybody else. My ex, then one day he was having a conversation. No, I think we was over his house, right? This is like the last time I ever went again. And he ended up cooking for me, baby. I told you, I think he put some type of thing, because baby, I swore it was like a love spell. I'm not even playing, but anyways. So he cooked for me, and we're like talking. Oh man, talking. Like, yo, one thing about Alcoholic, he's good at conversation. So we're talking, we're vibing, we're having conversation. And he was like explaining to me, like, you know, about his ex-girlfriend and how the ex-girlfriend wants him back and he don't want the ex-girlfriend back. But I knew he was just basically letting me know my ex-girlfriend is back, right? So I'm not really hearing from him like that anymore. Certain times at night he's not answering the phone anymore. So, you know, at a point I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna let this go. I don't even think we officially broke up. I think we just kind of stopped kind of really talking. We weren't talking as much. He'll pop up here and there, you know, we'll have the conversation, he'll disappear again. So we kind of like both mutually stopped talking, because I was like, my focus was mostly on Judah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, honestly, like, honestly, after dealing with my son's father, the devil, and I met like Triflin's brother, Judah, Alcoholic, them three in 3 different ways mold me to see my worth in a way. Judah, the way he praised me and validated me, so did Triflin's brother and Alcoholic. The way they talk about me and made me feel as a woman, that when I was with the devil, he made me feel like I was not pretty. But the devil, he don't like black people. He like only Spanish women. So he thinks, and he's Haitian, born in the boat, okay? Immigrant, okay? ICE immigrant, okay? Immigrant. But I think because the fact that the devil hates himself, and you know, he hates being Haitian, he hates it, he hates the culture, so he tries to gravitate from Spanish people, you know, he don't really like being Haitian. But when you meet like men, like real men that's secure into themselves, like Judah and Triflin's brother and Alcoholic made me see myself in a way that I never did. Like, baby, they lifted me up so high. Like, Judah always said, like, yo, you're gonna go far. You're really good at social media. That's your thing. Triflin's brother, same thing. So did Alcoholic. They made me feel like I was the prettiest girl in the world, okay? Even though their actions, you know, hurt me in a way. Well, not really. Triflin's brother, Triflin's brother hurt me because of his words. Alcoholic, I think Alcoholic was just a phase, like I was just lonely, and I'm like, oh, let me just date Alcoholic. But Alcoholic is cool. I'm still cool with Alcoholic. We talk here and there. He'll pop up here and there. And Judah's brother, that nigga, if y'all don't know his story, he has his own storyline down there. But yeah, me and Triflin's brother, we just started to just decide, like, we're not gonna work out. And alcoholic was just, he was drinking too much. We would get into fights. He will call me, phone will ring, 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 and then he'll hang up on me. Why you hang up on me? It was just a lot of drama. But alcoholic was just, he was like, he was a sweetheart. I ain't gonna lie. Alcoholic was a sweetheart. He just has a lot of demons he has to deal with, and he has a lot of growing up to do. A lot of growing up to do. He's stuck in the, not in a realistic space. But anyways, so that is the story time of, I think that's the second part of alcoholic. Yeah, I don't think we have, I have a lot more. I have a lot more with alcoholic. He's probably going to be dwindling in different story times. But alcoholic was the most recent dude I dated, actually, besides Judah. Judah was the, this is why I'm not dating anymore. Judah has been the, the insurance, the Mr. Insurance, I will talk about him too. But he wasn't a real relationship. I just had nothing to do. But after Mr. Insurance, I just kind of stayed alone. Because after Judah, I stayed by myself. And then Mr. Insurance dude came around. But I've been alone ever since. I've been alone ever since. But alcoholic is like, he's still in my life. Here and there, he'll write me, he'll check on me. And there's no hard feelings. It is what it is. And I think he ended up back with his ex-girlfriend. But he already told me, like, she's back. And I was like, yeah, he's going to go back. Because he has a soft spot for that girl. So I really wish all goes well with him. He really loved her and he really cared for her. So yeah, so we just slowly kind of just stopped talking. We wasn't talking on the phone anymore. He wasn't checking up on me. I wasn't checking up on him anymore. So it was kind of just dwindled away. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.